生まれて初めてのキスの味とか、最後に喧嘩をした道とか、とっくに忘れたつもりだったのに、どうしてまた胸が痛むの。いつかと夢を見てばかりの僕らは、嘘をまた一つずつ重ねて、互いの傷を見ないふりしてたね。愛と呼ぶにはまだ幼すぎて、痛いほどに膨らむ想い、あの時素直に言えたらよかった。不器用な笑顔だって下手くそなピースだって、本当は全部愛しかったよ。誰もいない風景にシャッターを切るみたいだ。記憶だけが光って消えた。ファインダーの向こう側で君はいつも笑ってくれたのに。あの頃飽きるほど聴いてた歌の再生ボタンはもう押せなくて、進めない僕は今も嘘ばっかりだ。君に幸せでいてほしいなんて。カメラロールに残った二人のセルフィーはきっといつになっても色あせてくれない。あの日みたいに笑ってただそれだけでいいよ。今さら気づいたって遅いんだ。どうか君は変わらないで、写真の中閉じ込めていたいよ。何も知らなかった頃の二人に、もしも戻れるなら、ちゃんと見つめるから。不器用な笑顔だって下手くそなピースだって、本当は全部愛しかったよ。誰もいない風景にシャッターを切るみたいだ。記憶だけが光って消えた。ファインダーの向こう側で君はいつも笑ってくれたのに。無邪気に手をつなぐ二人の姿が瞳の奥に焼き付いてる。
Good evening and welcome back to Keskalokil, the dwarven fortress otherwise known as Shoot Test. The title of this week's stream, referring to giant keas, is because we were visited by some giant keas last week, and Verity keeps making cawing noises, and they managed to get into the entrance to the fortress past the door, and indeed I appear to have both a door and a hatch cover and a giant kea. No, we've got an ordinary sized kea now.
Maybe it's got to grow up a bit.
No,
I mean,
it's 14 years old. It's not growing up much more.
turn it into a healthy egg-laying kea or dinner.
Yeah, maybe we should I'd need to set myself up a cage trap, but it does. Well, we probably can't manage to do that fast enough. She is also, as Steph points out, terrified. But we had some actual giant keas a while ago, and they got into our main store and nicked all of our books. We had 3 scrolls in there, and they took all of them.
Did they run off the map again?
Yes, they took them off the map. I think they were just after the most valuable items that they could get their claws on. Like those, it's either that or a prepared meal. So I'm kind of tempted to suggest that this indicates that our security could perhaps do with some improvement. So I'm kind of wondering, are you by any chance carrying anything, my dear Kia? No, you're not at the moment. Good. Seb points out also you could do with some more books. Yes, well, we could now. When we next get a trade caravan turn up, we'll see what we can do. So somewhere around here, there's presumably build a cage trap button. Like if I were to decide that I want to scatter cage traps around the entrance to the fort, we do have 3 shale mechanisms, so we could actually build a reasonable number of cage traps. Let's build some gratuitous cage traps for no very good reason, except that we might like to try to catch this Kia and then use this as an egg source. Yeah, I'm hoping I've got a few spare cages from when we bought that bunch of animals earlier. Yeah, we've got a copper cage and 2 nickel cages. What was I looking at? Oh yes, there are quite a few Kias out there. We might need more cages if we're going to try to catch a significant number of them. Where is cage in this list? I think this dwarf fortress has gone a little too far in the direction of being mousy. Seb points out the existence of make enormous wooden corkscrew. Well, yes. We need to... you need that if you're going to make screw pumps and such like. Or, like, traps involving enormous wooden corkscrews. They're reasonably effective for stabbing things with. So my guess is that we're not actually going to successfully catch a Kia with those traps. Possibly. And my dwarves have now, like, I'm going to unpause and see what happens. Have now, I presume that Kia's cleared off. No, what? The Kia's down inside the fortress. Kia in the fortress. Still terrified because, well, what's it doing there? Get out of my fortress, you stupid Kia. Seeing council store item in stockpile interrupted by a Kia. What are you doing? Right, yes, you're not actually doing anything. You're missing the carpenter's missing you. Oh dear, poor Kia. I think it got into a proper fight. I mean, it's the Kia's fault. It attacked the carpenter first, bruising the fat through the cow leather trousers. But the problem is that when you have a small bird versus a fairly solid dwarf, this is not going to end well for the small bird. Now, a large bird, on the other hand, I mean, according to the wiki, a giant Kia could quite plausibly kill a dwarf. Anyway, this Kia is now passed out at the bottom of the staircase. I don't know that I can now put it in a box, rather bizarrely. Like, obviously it should be sensible that since the Kia's unconscious, we can just cage it.
That's probably unsporting or something. You have to wait for it to wake up and then coax it into a cage trap.
I mean, I don't have any cages set up as cages at the moment, and neither are the cage traps built yet. Oops. But yes, I can't, for instance, pasture the Kia, even though it's passed out and someone could just pick it up. Well, no, the problem is it's not an item, it's a creature, so we can't just store it. I mean, I'll try building a cage, just in case we can cage it, but I don't think we can. It's a kind of green parrot, I think. I mean, feel free to ask the internet what a Kia is.
Oh, it's real.
Yes. Also, dwarffortresswiki.org will answer this question whether or not it's a real thing. But yes, it's a kind of parrot, I believe. Also a DHCP server, but that's not relevant. Oh yes, I did some research into farming, and I think if yes, the wiki may say that giant Kia are terribly dangerous, but have we actually converted the dead giant Kia into leather yet?
Giant Kia feather, which is conveniently easy to mistake for giant Kia leather.
It looks like, in particular, there's still a bunch of body parts of that Kia that need cooking. Oh, they're under T for tanned hides, aren't they, there? No, we don't have any yet. So where's the giant Kia skin got to? We don't seem to have any tannable body parts. Where have they gone? I thought I managed to build that leatherworks before the Kia skin had rotted away. And like, it would have started by rotting smellily. You don't seem to have any there. Under R for rawhides. No. Yes, we have some useless feathers. But I'm slightly confused by the fact that I can't find any Kia skins in here, which surely they should have left behind. And I built that entire Leatherworks tannery in order for us to be able to convert those Kia skins into leather. And now we apparently don't have any. Disappointed. 15 tons of giant thrips chitin. Why is that giant thrips chitin lying around? How did the giant thrips die?
Possibly no forensic evidence of that is available.
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking, like, I thought I'd disabled hunting. Has someone got into a fight over it? Seb asks, could you have already turned it into things? I mean, maybe. I don't think I did, though. Oh well, I should not worry about it too much. Prepare giant Kia brain. Like, it would be nice to have some leather, but I'm sure that there will be more creatures. I mean, if nothing else, this ordinary sized Kia is probably going to die in that staircase. We don't like have veterinary surgery yet, so as you can see, left hip mangled beyond recognition, left upper leg. I mean, not bleeding at the moment, so like she probably doesn't need her legs to walk. As in, she would if she wanted to walk, but she could fly instead. Small green intelligent mountain parrot, incidentally. Oh, I think she's regained consciousness. Yes, obviously she has properly organised feather colours. Oh, she's getting tougher though. Didn't feel anything while in conflict. Afraid after experiencing trauma. Ah, terrified again. Trying to work out how she can get out of our front door. Meanwhile, someone is probably building a cage trap out there. Now, that's not the way to go, Kia. You're not going to have fun if you go deeper into the fortress. I mean, I could do something other than watching the unhappy Kia. Oh, some migrants have arrived. That's our first migrant wave for a while. We're going to need some more bedrooms then, aren't we? Where are they? Oh, there they are. So someone whose only skill is adequate milker.
Hastily retrained to milk bees.
2 lovers, 8 children, yes. I thought dwarves could only have children if they were married, but apparently not.
Are they allowed to want to be married but there was a death?
Yes, it's true. But I think dead relations would still appear on this list. So she appears to have come here. Oh, fact that I think only 2 of this wave of migrants are currently visible on screen. That's Geshud and Kerol. And yet her relations include Geshud, but also Kib, Led and Erith, who are, oh, maybe they're in this wave but haven't properly appeared on screen yet. All right, there's Kib. Id. So she appears not to have brought her lover with her. Yes. Id has brought 2 children. It looks like. Led was one of the children of Kerol, who has apparently brought Sarvesh, his wife. Oh, someone's cousin is around. Right, yes. This is quite a big... I suppose we have demonstrated ourselves to be a terribly rich fortress, so now everyone's going to turn up. 2 lovers, a child and a gosling. Well, I mean, yeah, yes, dwarves do seem to come with a lot of cousins. She's your cousin. Honk.
Tame gosling, that is to say, gosling biding its time.
You're not a dwarf, you're a yak. You have not brought any of your friends and relations with you. Incidentally, we have cage traps set up around the entrance now, so gosling, see, there's the gosling. High stamina, weak. Good creativity and a feel for music, but a large deficit of willpower. Not careful with resources when working on projects, often spends unnecessary effort. He is assertive. Right, you've got lots of children, but have brought none of them with you. You have your wife and mother here, and several brothers, yes, because your mother is the first person we met. Oops. You seem to have left all of your children behind. That's probably sensible.
You say that, we could equally easily be by accident.
Right, so that's a lot of new arrivals.
Those blue rivers with pink banks keep making me think of the trans flag.
Yeah, I don't quite know why the riverbanks are a different colour from the river itself. Oh, maybe they're weirdly not quite... Because they appear as downward slopes from here, but they don't appear as upward slopes here. which is slightly weird. They do in the murky pool, but not in the river. How do they appear in the sea? Yes, in the sea they appear as upward slopes, but a different form again in that they don't, in that they flash to upward. Hang on, though, those are downward slopes. They're upward slopes down here. I think I hadn't realised that the coast was quite so cliffy around here. Anyway, so yes, we have a load of new arrivals and a terrified Kia still. So let's just have a look. I've got that cage set up now. I can apparently ask to try to put the honeybees in a cage. I can't help feeling that will not go well. Oh!
Well, it might be like one of those barred windows in Tomb Raider where the bars are a distance apart, much, much larger than a bullet, but mysteriously Lara still can't shoot through them.
So, yes, the colours are a lot more annoying in this version because I think it no longer restricts itself to a standard 16 colour CGA palette. So we have a lot more colours and they're a lot less prone to being adequately contrasting. So there are two Kias I can try to put into this cage. One of them is probably the one that's wandering around. Is there a sensible way that I can ask to... We don't seem to get an option for finding... Oh, I can probably name the Kia.
Call it Keskalokil.
No. Seb suggests Squawk. Okay. So does that now mean... I mean, it appears there. Oh, I can also... Is that changing its... But that, it doesn't seem to... Well, let's check whether it appears on the list for the cage. No. Let's try changing its occupation then. Does that work? Right, now it appears there as unhappy Kia. But not there as unhappy Kia, which means either means it's not one of those two. Hang on, have we actually captured anything in the cage trap? No, it doesn't look like it. So what... Okay, let's have a look at how many Kias there actually are in the environment. Right, there are... Oh! Yes, we've already captured two other Kias. That's why we can move Kias into the cage. We have already captured two of them.
There's the unhappy one.
The unhappy one is not actually either of the ones we can move into the cage because we can only move the ones that we have successfully captured into the cage. I mean, it would have been much more fun to capture some giant Kias, but let's make sure the goat is assigned to a pasture. I think it will be anyway, but maybe the goslings don't actually need to be assigned to a pasture. So I think, let's wonder how animal training works in this version then. I think we should be able to go... What? I think Dwarf Fortress just crashed when I pressed that button. That's not good.
Do you at least know what button it was?
It was the assign a trainer button. Right, well, we'll be back in a moment once Dwarf Fortress has started again. This, of course, means that that time will go a bit weird, as in we'll have to replay some of that. Hang on, where's Dwarf Fortress? There we go. Justin suggests maybe because Keas can't wear trainers. Yes, maybe that. Right, do not press that button again. So this is going to rewind our time right back to the start of the session, but I might spend slightly less time messing around. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a cage trap somewhere different. So right now, that Kia is still outside. I think in this corridor is a much better place to have cage traps. Because everything seems to end up in that corridor. Let's construct 3 cage traps along that corridor. Seb says, yes, this does indeed mean that, that I get another chance, but on the other hand, I don't. If clicking on the assign trainer button causes the game to crash, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do if I actually want to like train anything. But maybe it doesn't do it reliably. But I'm not going to click on it again without saving first. So there was another thing I was going to blither about. You'll be shocked to hear. Which was that that farming is apparently not very. If you don't have really good planters, it tends not to work unless you've got some potash. So this probably means we're going to get a completely different set of visitors, of immigrants, because you need fertilizer in order to grow an adequate amount unless you have really good planters. So possibly I should make some potash. And how much ash have we got? We've got quite a bit of ash. We were trying to make soap, of course, weren't we? So I could make some potash. What are you putting in that jug? Oh, I think that might have been a jug of lye. And you're actually making me some soap, which would be nice. Right, well, there's a Kia in the fortress again. Already terrified. We haven't yet constructed the cage traps. Right, she has very sensibly left the fortress. I think another Kia has got in, because that's not the one that's flying away. This is the one that's flying away, who is slightly bruised, having got into a fight with a child. No, the child in question is 1 year old. This one got into a fight with an adult dwarf, and is thus, yeah, rather less happy. Is currently on that square there, blocking a doorway. And thus keeps passing in and out of consciousness. Probably because every time she gains consciousness... No, now we're just getting a bunch of messages from people who have got themselves all stuck in the same square. It's not actually combat, there's just a unconscious Kia on the floor. That was the useful description of her injuries. So no, it wasn't. One day I'll learn my way around this new thing. Oh well. No, you're not. You just have been fighting recently. See, that's a previous fight with the giant Kia, which was a lot more scary. Small child has gone back to playing with a bronze mini forge. Oh, I think the injured Kia may have made it out and even into the air. Well, we found that she's got blood all over the place. Moderate pain, ability to stand lost. Oh, it's that one. Under health description, we have, for some reason, both the fact that she has olive feathers and that she has a badly injured leg, but she is like airborne. Briefly.
I guess the injured leg is only a problem once she tries to land.
Yes. Oh, another Kia just disappeared into the fortress. Look, we're still trying to construct the traps for you guys. Right, that's one trap constructed. Now it just needs a cage. Oh, I should make some wooden cages, shouldn't I? No, that's a fishery. You're not going to make a cage in a fishery. There we are. Because we're going to need a supply of cages, even if we can't do anything useful with the Kias. Nothing else, we'll probably just have to have a zoo full of Kias. Fight between a 1-year-old child and a parrot. Then foolishly attack someone a little bit scarier. Kia's legs do seem to be a bit delicate. Right, one of the... oh no, maybe that's not loaded. We're trying to load the cage traps so that they can be used to catch Kias. But the Kias keep getting in the way. Bet we're going to have at least some... Yes. Cancels load cage trap, interrupted by Kia. Right, the cage traps are loaded. Or one of them is. So now if a Kia gets in and runs down that corridor, it will be caught. Meanwhile, I was going to try to make some potash. I think that means I need to run the ashery a bit more, rather the wood furnace and then the ashery. So what's our work orders situation? I don't actually seem to have the soap business there anyway. In that case, let's just... Probably don't need 10 potash mined. Let's try making 5 potash. Tristan suggests you can make a wicker fish trap. It is kind of possible. I think actually if you want to usefully catch a fish in a cage trap, you use a glass cage. Twang. Right, we've caught one Kia. Right, we've also got some incoming migrants. Probably not. For one thing, they're arriving from a different side of the map. Oh, actually, that's a vaguely familiar name. Not quite the same, though, no. So here we have a married couple, Doran and Erith. A 12-year-old child who is, right, yes, daughter of Doran, but not of Erith. So I think dwarven relationships may have got more complicated since the last version I played. Like we've got all these half brothers and so forth kicking around. Someone said that one of these mentioned Kerol the Milker. So maybe we've actually got the same set of people in the world and we've just got a slightly different subset of them arriving, including a phenomenal number of children. Well, at least a fairly large number of children who arrive in order of decreasing order of age. We've got a yak again. This time a lamb. So the nanny goat has given birth to a kid as last time. There isn't any sign of a gosling. I'm wondering if we're going to see any more or if that lamb has just, oh dear, interrupted by Keir. Oh dear, a tendon in the upper spine has been torn is very rarely a good sign in a fight. Okay, I think we basically got one family this time round, and their lamb and yak. Oh dear, yes, that Keir did not survive. All being well, it'll get butchered. What's going on with this child? Oh dear, yes. He has got rather injured. Nishgemeshubal. So yes, the Keir snatching at the dwarven child in the right lower leg with his first toe, left foot, tearing the fat and bruising the muscle, and snatching at the head, at the child's head as well. So yes, that poor child is somewhat injured. But we'll probably be fine. Indeed, while I wasn't paying attention, got at least something approximating medical treatment. So yeah, I don't think that thingammy is going to be in any trouble. Oh, there's some... No, that's feather, not leather, Ben. I fell for it this time. So there's a Kia corpse there, which is not currently being automatically butchered. Probably because the Kia corpse is too small to be worth butchering. Let's try. If I hit the butcher an animal... Gee, is that the right one? Yeah, that's probably the right one. Knees butcherable, unrotten, yes. Okay, let's find that Kia corpse in a list somewhere where I can actually operate on it. And mark it for dumping at least, and hope that does something helpful. Because we don't want that lying around in the lying around down here getting rotten. So here we have a copper cage containing a Kia. There will be no zombie Kia. We haven't yet got into a fight with the necromancer. Let's resume construction of that cage trap, which was suspended because a Kia got in the way. What's that arrow on you anyway? So yes, the guilty, I think, is, well, that didn't like to be a burden on others or thereabouts. Though, like, 1-year-old probably doesn't have that sort of emotion. Oh, yes. Oh, maybe that's what's the problem is. Let's have a look at, like, this child has had a fairly bad time of it. Changed his personal tendencies owing to dwelling upon being nauseated by the sun. So is that the person who is below, as Jutton puts it, pH 7 of happiness? Yes, Nishkemeshubal is our one displeased creature. You have a view a detailed description of playing. Not very helpfully. This organisational activity will branch into specific play events. Okay, so I think that marker indicates someone who is less than neutrally happy. And, like, frankly, I think the best we can do for him is just to let him play. Right. I will not click that button. He's not without saving first. Oh, Jutton has noted that the population seems still to be going up. Let's have a look around. Oh yes, there's another batch of migrants turned up. We've got an actual medic turned up. That's nice. Not brought any of... Oh no, brought a couple of children. Apparently. Was brought... What? Relations... Are they not your children? Oh no, they're your nephew, a niece and a nephew. Right, that makes sense, yes. You've brought... Well, you have 4 children, but you haven't brought any of them with you. You're not related to anyone. Oh, you're the aunt of the diagnostician. Is that correct then? Do we have an aunt somewhere in here, or an uncle or something? No, not that I can see. And no goslings yet. You apparently have brought another 4 children with you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, well,
So does the population go up the instant they come onto the map?
looks like it, yes.
They have to like turn up, check in, be assigned a room.
Oh no, they have to find their own rooms, which means we're going to need we get until they first want to sleep to construct bedrooms for them at least. I mean, it's good that people turn up with their relations because that means that they will enjoy, for the most part, socialising with them. And they won't have to spend ages making friends first. It says 2 lovers, but we only seem to have 1 mentioned in their list of relations. Not sure about that. The number of children matches up with this list.
Is it possible the other lovers stayed at home because this didn't look like a fun place to
I think they should still appear in this list, though. Like, this lists a lot of people who aren't on the map. The ones in colour are the ones who are on the map, and the ones not in colour are the ones who aren't on the map. Justin suggests that because notes that a lot of these people are the same ones we got last time, but because they're coming on from the other side of the map, maybe they're turning up in the wrong order. And a horse. Right, I think we should probably schedule a job to make about 20 beds.
There's another 5-foot revolving Kia.
Yes. This miner is wrestling with the Kia, which is probably not a sensible way to do it.
Punched it in the foot as well, which seems like an odd choice.
Managed to tear off one of the Kia's legs too.
Tear off the Kia's upper leg, which is particularly odd.
Well, I think the lower leg comes with it. There are no... I'll look for goslings in a moment, but I don't believe there are any. Now, our new arrivals are, I think, a lamb, a horse and a goat kid. And one of those might have just been born. Oh, possibly the yak as well.
I think I saw the yak come in.
Yeah, I think those 4 are our new livestock. I think that may be everything for this batch. Oh no, what's that? Spade a donkey. So I think we're manufacturing all the porcelain bricks we can, aren't we? Yes. As in that job is still running. So is anyone else going to arrive? I think that they may all end up arriving on roughly the same square, and so that donkey may be blocking it until it moves.
Move your ass.
Thank you. I should also arrange for all of our animals to be pastured somewhere where there's like something to eat. Standing around here is not going to help you. Oh, right, more dwarves. Donkey got out the way.
Oh, there's that milker.
Yes. With 2 lovers and 8 children, allegedly. So possibly the gosling will turn up because, like, yes, there's the gosling. Don't worry, Claire. No, that's a keat. What? What's a keat? It's a lowercase red G, but apparently not a gosling. A puppy. And another dwarf. Guinea fowl, say Wiki. And a baby alpaca. And another dwarf. It's nice to have a tanner. Ah, you have a gosling though. Right. It's a good start. I think we're going to... Yes, there's the gosling. Right, here's Ezum Shield Perfect, the gosling. Who is weak, agile and sickly. And another dwarf. A glazer, not to be confused with the glazier. And a strand extractor, that's not a very useful job. We don't have any adamantine yet. Talented siege engineer, though, that's probably worth having around. Who has brought a chick. And a water buffalo, water buffalo. Right, let's try to get... I presume everyone is still having fights. I was a bit suspicious that someone is fighting. Doesn't seem to be on this list though, so maybe it's maybe the someone has found a name. Let's assign anything that looks like it might want to graze to this pasture so they get moved over there. Because there's not much use the animals milling around here in the desert. I think the water buffalo calf is currently blocking the entrance. There we go. A weaver who has no relations at all, apart from the god. You brought your spouse with you? Good. Jutton says, no relations at all, suspicious. Actually, much more suspicious is if they have far too, well, at least used to be, if they had far too many relations. Because that would suggest that they'd lived for hundreds of years. Right, the dwarves are coming along to collect the animals. Maybe now that's the entire collection of dwarves from this patch. Right, so we've gone from like 14 dwarves to 49.
Well, you probably need some, I don't know, government or something.
Yes.
Not to mention bedrooms.
Masterpiece maple bed. Right. Not very. Shouldn't be sticky. I don't think the game simulates maple syrup. Obviously, it should be an alternative to honey. You should be able to brew some kind of maple syrup mead from it.
Oh, yes.
Well, conveniently, we have this enormous area of kaolinite mine that we can construct some bedrooms in. I'm not sure that's an entirely good idea. So let us just place some beds down here until we run out of beds. And then see if we can construct some walls. Oh no, I didn't mean use closest material for building walls. That's never going to work. Well, I mean, it'll work, but they'll end up built out of terrible materials. Whereas for beds, well, we need to build beds, really. Assuming we have an adequate number of porcelain bricks. We don't have that many, actually. Oh, well, I mean, beds are useful. People can sleep on beds even if they don't have... let's just fill in that gap with the remaining one. Even if they don't yet form bedrooms. Good night, Claire. So we're okay for food. We're probably a bit short on booze given the number of people who've just turned up. I think we should expect to have that area turn into more bedrooms. At the very least, the bits that we can mine out limonite from. Try not to let the stray water buffalo calf has been stung by a honeybee.
I guess it's straight where it shouldn't have.
No wounds though. No thoughts. So I'm just mining this so that, because if it's more or less if we dig out enough space, we can probably put some more bedrooms down here. And like, there's clearly some limonite to get out here at least. Maybe I should just Is that dense enough? Yeah, it's dense enough that it's worth mining out thoroughly, isn't it? Oh, it's underneath the sea though, so we have to be a bit careful about how people get to these bedrooms. Sure, we can come up with something. Of course, if I just select this area, we keep going, oh, it's all damp. Mine has got distracted there. Oh, there's a petition. Let's pay attention to the petition in a moment. Sorry, following a limonite vein. Be careful, Ben. That square would be a bad one to mine. Right, that looks like we've reached the end of the vein there, and that's a reasonable little section we could turn into some more bedrooms if we need them. So what are they petitioning me for then? The Communion of Jackals has many worshippers in Shoot Test and now requires its own temple and a priest.
And you have to appoint a priest.
Apparently so, yes.
I think the actual worshippers would have some idea of who they want.
This is an established church, clearly. Yes, okay. We've run ourselves out of quarry bush seeds like idiots. I think we'll have to wait until we get some more of them. Unmet need, drink alcohol. We have no shortage of the stuff.
Yeah, but maybe they're too busy.
Yes, probably busy praying at the moment. Meditating, praying, meditating. Goodness, we have a lot of children in this fortress.
Serious market for mini forges, I suppose.
So yeah, I've accidentally screwed up my seed handling, but that's fine. We've probably got lots of rock nut oil, which we can at least turn into soap. Right. So we need somewhere to set up another, possibly not quite so enormous temple. Like there's clearly some magnetite and stuff just over here, so it's probably worth. So this layer has kaolinite, but it's on this edge, which suggests it's probably mostly been eroded by the sea. We've got a limonite vein there. Let's mine out that limonite and see where it goes. There is a gosling in the library. I'm not sure that's a good plan. I mean, there are no books in the library, so... So Jutton mentions there are no schools. Yes, curiously, there are guild halls, and guild halls are a good way to learn things. But children don't have schools. Guild halls are only for grown-ups. My kind of hope is that this limonite vein will give me a useful place to put the new temple. Unfortunately, it appears to be pretty much precisely under the river, which I think may actually be, like, correct geologically, but is making it a bit faffy to dig out. Yeah, that's not very much space. Right, I mean, we could obviously clear more space there. It looks like there's probably more useful stuff around here. That's all just cinnabar, which is no use. What I want is another big kaolinite cluster, because they're great things to mine out for. Actually, there's more limonite round that way as well. It's all going to be damp round there, isn't it? It might not. Oh, right. There's more limonite round that way, but that's the edge of the map. I can't actually go that far. Okay, right. Well, then let's build a wall and a couple of doors separating the new weirdly shaped temple. No, but temples want large central areas for dancing in, don't they? And such like, which is not really good when you're constructing it out of a ore vein. Okay, well, maybe we unless we put it down, just put it in that enormous great limonite, oh no, not limonite, kaolinite cluster down there. I don't know where to put this temple. It doesn't need to be that big, surely. No, I wanted rectangles mode. That's probably going to go, oh, it's damp, repeatedly. Okay, not much of that's damp. And it's nice and fast to mine because it's all sand. Yeah, the keas arrived before the books managed to get installed in the library, is I think the situation. We bought the books, but Uh, Actually, that should probably be made out of proper blocks and not just rough stone, shouldn't it? Build that one out of our random earthenware bricks that we made by accident. Right, so that looks like a reasonable place to build our temple. It's mostly carved out of sand. So let's put, we got some doors. That was the wrong button. I want doors, doors. Oh, we can't build it there until that, yes, right. Let's have a pair of jet doors, but I can't build the second one until that cinnabar wall, whatever it was, has been put up. We're not building on sand, we're building under the sand. It's fine. And like, it won't make a very valuable temple, but it will make a temple that's reasonably large, because digging in sand is cheap. I'll put the other jet door there. So how are we off porcelain bricks? We've got a decent number. Right, so that room will be designatable soon. Let's wait for the door to get installed up here. I don't quite know if it's necessary, but it's convenient. Here comes the door. Right, so now we could set up, I think we want another meeting area. And it should consist of that rectangle plus that extension down there. And it should be a temple. Except I can't remember who I'm meant to be. Sorry? Communion of Jackals, was it? Oh, yes. 12 worshippers, that's a pretty good indication.
The fatal fellowship.
So there, we actually have 3 different religions worshipping Erong, it looks like. But we have one fairly substantial religion worshipping Elko Help Saved. So there is now the Abbey of Shields, which is the religion for the which is the temple of the communion of jackals.
Someone is unhappy again.
That's, I think, still the child who got into a fight with the Kia. So, all right. We agreed to build a temple. It is not yet a temple, partly because we still don't have a very good appraiser. I can recognise a priesthood once this is a temple. So that's mostly going to involve making it a higher value room, which, like, because I built it in sand, is going to require actually putting some stuff in it. But, like, people will be at least slightly pleased if we just smooth the walls a bit and the floor. So let's have a quick look and see if we could have a better broker now. So our current one is a competent negotiator, average appraiser. We do have adequate negotiator, competent appraiser. I'd like competent judge of intent. Skill judge of intent, but we seem to be a bit short of... I think competent is better than average. Not sure. Judson suggests preferably a broker that understands that 1,000 plus 1,000 plus 1,000 plus 1,000 plus 1,000 is not about 2,000. Yes, this is the notable feature. Well, let's try putting this competent appraiser in as our trader, as our broker, and see if that helps. What do we now have any better idea about the value of that? Value of the mirror of wheels. We think it's now worth about 2,000, but only about 2,000. Since it's still a shrine, it's presumably not actually worth 2,000 yet. Okay, everyone is coming in to smooth the walls of the new temple. Where's some gypsum? I've apparently scheduled the production of so much plaster that we've run out of gypsum. Sadly, we made some of it into blocks.
I feel puzzled after being ambushed by a toothbrush.
What does gypsum look like? It kind of looks like the only... Oh, is that gypsum? That's gypsum, right, yes. So we could mine some more gypsum and thus... all of that safe? Yes. It is now summer. Slightly scary. It's only one season until autumn. I don't think we've made that many jugs. Okay, we've got a fair number of porcelain jugs. Maybe I don't need to worry.
That is some jugs.
Also some shale jugs and some jet jugs and some microcline jugs. But the porcelain ones are going to be the valuable ones. So we've still got some floors to smooth in there. $20 beds was not really enough, really, given we gained about 30. I suppose some of them were married. Maybe we only need 20 beds. Are you guys still smoothing things, or are you just hanging around in the temple now? Right, I think they're just hanging around in the temple now. So now let's see how valuable the temple is. Because we need to get it to be a temple rather than a shrine.
And that's defined by its value.
Yes, I've actually selected the wrong one there. So it's currently a shrine. We agreed to build a temple, so we need to upgrade it. Let's limit it to only members of its own religion. So we need to upgrade it as far as a temple in order not to annoy all of the members of the communion of jackals. Right, so yes, it will need some reasonably valuable furniture and possibly some porcelain floors and walls if we're not in the process of using all our porcelain to make bedrooms. Oh, that bed should now, we presumably don't yet have a bedroom there, so we can go like that. Assuming we have any bricks. We only have 2. Okay. Quite enough to close off that room. Porcelain bricks are taking me quite a lot of time to make.
Right, good
Good night. I don't think assigning a performer will make the temple more valuable, no, or the shrine more valuable. It will want... I mean, we could actually... It might be feasible. It can take musical instruments, and we might have a musical instrument or 2 kicking around. So that would require a chest. Okay, well, let's set up a chest in the corner then. Um, so there's not quite enough space to put my usual width of bedroom there. Oh well. Judson points out that while we can smooth floors and walls, we never get to smooth the ceilings, but no one ever looks up, so that's okay. Oh, we've run out of bags for making plaster out of, putting plaster in now. That's nice. Not sure I'm going to make bags. Bags are faffy. So we have lots of beds lying around in the this area, and we'll start putting, and people can thus start using them. Actually, yes, what I should do, I should designate, even if we're going to eventually build blockwork or brick walls in this area, we may as well smooth what we've got there at the moment. And then we can always pave over it later. Everyone flees from the temple in order to come down here and smooth the floor. They're terribly enthusiastic about smoothing floors. Right, meanwhile, so that's, we've still got a fair number of beds not installed, haven't we? We still want to find space for 7 more beds, and there's a section here that's alternating hematite and magnetite. We can't dig into that from above because it's under the sea. Someone's gone and planted a bedroom in the way of this corridor. Oh well. So how are we going to get there in a sensible fashion? I think we're going to see whether we find any I don't know. I don't know which direction going. I kind of want to actually go diagonally, don't I? See if that strikes any veins on the way. Oh, is that a block wall? Right. Why is there a block wall there? That's no use. Why is there a porcelain block wall that's just walling in a staircase? I've got another 2 porcelain bricks, which isn't really enough to accomplish anything useful. So that's where the edge of the hematite vein is. Let's just start painting it and see where we end up. That one's safe, that one's safe, that one's safe. I'll happily take that smoky quartz cluster. And then there's more limonite and some magnetite. And some tiger eye. Yeah, so this mine here will provide a nice bit of space for bedrooms. Or maybe more temples, who knows? Don't need cinnabar. Woo! Native platinum. Wonder what we can use that for. Well, we could use that to make a nice crikey, we've got quite a lot of it too. Use that to make a nice statue for the temple. That would boost its value a bit. How are we off for oops. materials for wall building. Oops. One. Someone's put these bedrooms too close together. Oh well. Actually, we could do that better. Let's do that better. Let's remove that bed and move it so that it's not where I want the wall to be. Also, we should designate a new bedroom there. Oh, a human caravan has arrived. They've heard of us. Well, that's nice. Have they managed to bring wagons? It doesn't look like it. A giant thrips has given birth to twins. As they seem to have fish. Maybe. Yes, they have fish. And cloth, and all the cloth really. And some leather, that's nice. I might want some leather. And some logs. And some purple amaranth flower. Do they have bananas? They probably have no bananas. Cheese. Books. Wonder if we've got enough to sell them. I don't want to sell. The problem is I didn't know they were coming. I don't want to sell them my nice jugs if I can avoid it. They do only seem to have brought 2 horses, so they haven't got very much with them. What's going on there? Oh, right, that's the cherry blossom falling from the trees. Strange white things happening around the trees. And we have some valuable finished goods bins. I don't quite know what they contain. We could sell them a Kia. I don't know if we can actually sell them a cage with a wild Kia in, though. I think the Kia might escape. I think that's a willow crutch we bought from the dwarves. Would you like some giant Kia tripe? Well, let's shift some of those finished goods bins and see what they contain. I mean, it's not a very big caravan, so my broker is currently busy mining iron ore, but right, many of the spare beds are already occupied by dwarves. Yeah, the mining will run out soon because it'll all be damp. There we go. What else have you found to mine? Oh, right, yes, there's that one square there, isn't there? Where are you going now? And now you're going to sleep. Well, I'm sure you'll be conscious again in due course. I think I should schedule smelt native platinum, or at least a little bit of it. How many bars do I need to make a statue? 3, I think it is. There's my snoozing broker. Oh, there's more native platinum there. We should buy some bags. Going to need some doors as well for these bedrooms. Justin wonders whether DF models the relative disturbance to dwarves' sleep of, e.g., other dwarves' leather versus iron shoes clattering down the stairs. No, there are some things that are a problem. In particular, mining anywhere near a bedroom, a sleeping dwarf will upset them. Not that I pay very much attention to that, as you may have noticed. I think my broker may actually have woken up. Yes, my broker is at the depot. So I think the first question is, what have they brought that we might actually want? I mean, wood is cheap, saves cutting down our fairly short supply of trees. We could get an angel shark leather luto, and I don't even know what one of those is. Or indeed a cougar bone test tree. And in particular, we could get musical instruments that might not otherwise be available to us. Don't think we really need a barrel of bumblebee venom. Swords, those are probably a bit big for a dwarf. Similarly, yes, any clothes they've brought are going to be useless to us. Right, they've got some empty bags. We could buy some of those just to fill them with plaster powder. Let's go for getting at least 5 bags, choosing the cheaper ones where possible, but we'll buy a bag of potato seeds and just for the bag. Right, that'll do. So we need to find, well, I think we'll sell them all of the spare bill and goblets that we've got lying around, because those are kind of traditional for this job. Seem to have accidentally brought some honeycomb up here. Right. We could get some leather. Because leather's nice and cheap. They've brought a lot of cloth. Yeah, I don't think the bumblebee venom's useful for anything. I don't know why anyone collects it. I'm mostly going through here thinking, is there anything really useful here? Claire wanted to buy some mackerel. It's fair, it's a pretty good selection of fish. And like variety in food is good. Like anything we can brew into beer. Cheese. Yeah, we'll have all your cheese. Yes, we will certainly have a copy of Time Spent with the City. No, the quarry bush seeds, which are called rock nuts, they don't have any of, because those grow underground. Can I just buy all their logs? Save us cutting down all our trees. What else do you have? I quite like to buy their bizarre musical instruments. Oh, I noticed the trader profit goes from yellow to green here. I think that's my slightly competent broker working out roughly the point at which we're going to be okay. Do kind of wonder if there's someone I've got who could wield a Morning Star. I mean, probably not, but tempting just to have a Morning Star anyway. Right, okay. Training swords aren't much use. We've got real swords. So let's try pressing the trade button and seeing what happens. Thank you. Excellent. Right, we've successfully given them a quantity of bill and goblets which we had left over in exchange for a bunch of slightly more useful objects. So yes, I don't think there's anything else in here we particularly want. They haven't brought any animals there. Oh, we wanted some. I was going to buy the purple amaranth beer, wasn't I? Because I'm sure there'll be people who'll drink that and the sewer brew. I'm wondering if I just buy up more bags. It's not like I have a shortage of goblets to sell them. Rope's quite cheap too. I'm now just like going, yeah, but I've got so many goblets. And this is also making my my trader better at his stuff. My broker better at his stuff. Yes, I think sewer brew, you will have noticed, is a lot cheaper than purple amaranth beer. I think there may be a reason for that. Should we get a puzzle box? Let's get a puzzle box. The entire world is going to be full of Keskalokil goblets. Oh, I was going to buy some of their leather, wasn't I? Yes. So that I can then make my own clothes as necessary. Cloth is expensive stuff, but leather's quite cheap. Claire says, should we buy purple flour to go with the purple cake to make purple beer? Maybe. Give me a moment. I'm just buying all their stocks of leather as well. Bismuthinite figurine of what, though? This is important, but you can't ask that question in this Dwarf Fortress. The UI is very shiny, but somewhat lacking in certain features. Maybe we should buy all the meat as well. Apparently elk tripe is quite valuable. Oh, I accidentally sold them some porcelain jugs. I don't think I was intending to do that. Oh well. Suggestion, maybe we should buy more toys. Billum. Okay, we'll buy a copper toy boat as well and some toy hammers, because we do have a lot of children around. I mean, I don't know that they really need toys. It's only got one purple amaranth flower in it. Not sure it's really worth 230 money. Plus we don't know how to make cakes. Right, let's find the goblets again. Right, I think that's probably all the stuff we need to buy. Just wondering if we've got a masterwork goblet we could offer them as a gift. Found another. Oh, there's a master. Let's gratuitously offer them a single masterwork goblet as a gift. Right, I think that's enough trading for now. Oh, there's the sort by distance from depot button. That's a useful button. Think I'll just wait until they leave, and that'll move everything out of there anyway. Oh, except the bags, we might actually want to deallocate immediately. Any are listed. They don't seem to be marked as to be moved there. Like the bins are. And we can release those, probably. Don't think we're going to be trading anything else. Just thinking, with this many people, we're going to need more furniture in the dining room, aren't we? Let's make The recommendation in the wiki was for like 5% of your population in dining room furniture. So if we I'm actually thinking about how much space we've got as well. Let's make another 10 chairs and 10 tables. So that's probably more than we need. Oh, was it 1 in 5? Anyway, let's make 10 chairs and 10 tables because it's a nice number. And the default. What? I think that sequence of keys did not do what I was expecting it to do. Let's try it again. Add. Search. It's 1/5, right? So we want about 10 in total. So let's build 10 more, and that's going to be slightly excessive, but I think this is now everyone going upstairs to fetch all the stuff from the that we've just bought and file it somewhere. There's a Kia corpse down here. Let's try to get rid of it. Right, ingredients all getting hauled down here so that they can be cooked. Oh, Bomrek Ogba glassmaker cancels make plaster powder taken by mood. Bomrek Ogba has been possessed. Right. It's midnight. I'm not. No. Let's get this strange mood properly underway. Oh, I should release my broker, shouldn't I? Okay, we've lost Bomrek Ogba. Where are they? You can sort by name. So much easier to find people. Where are you going? Okay, so you're in a strange mood, but you're just hanging around. In the temple. That worries me. In the bookshop, in the library, sorry. That suggests that maybe you want a kind of workshop we don't have. You are, after all, a glassmaker by trade. I mean, you're also a skilled potter. It's not like we have a shortage of those. But we don't, I don't think, have a glass furnace. Just in case, let's build ourselves a glass furnace. Also mine a little bit more of that area. Give ourselves a bit more space down there. And not entirely coincidentally, a bit more iron ore. So that's a fully constructed glass furnace. Aha! Bomrek Ogba is on the move. She has claimed a glass furnace. Oh gods, you need raw green glass, do you? Let's just check if our friendly traders have brought any with them. If not, we're going to have to make some. Which is going to mean building another glass furnace. Just get my trader up to the depot. Did you bring raw green glass? No, you brought raw crystal glass. It was a good effort, but don't think that's going to do the trick. Also, we have nothing available to trade for it. Right, let's build another glass furnace then. We might still want some sand or something, we'll see. Sorry, workshops, furnace, glass. Slightly surprised you can build a glass furnace out of jet, but there you go. Also, we had 4 porcelain bricks available there, so since we can't get into these bedrooms from above, I'm going to have to I'll just have them all accessed from one another. I think dwarves are not don't object too much to people passing through their bedroom to get to other bedrooms. All right, that's part of why it's been a bit slow to make porcelain bricks. We've been busy making plaster in the same kiln. Do seem to be getting a fair number of cancellations of drinking operations, which is a bit unfortunate. Just watching our person who's doing the making some raw green glass for our glass maker. Currently hauling some yellow sand down there, and then picking up some coke, and then operating the furnace. Not an expert at this, but like there's no one else around to do it because our glass maker seems to be busy. Right, so now I'll stop following the herbalist pen. Okay, you still need raw green glass. Okay. Make another one then. Just extending this while I watch the... I should switch this back to paint mode, it's much simpler. Jitten says, allowing painting and selection while following a dwarf seems like a courageous UI decision. Yes, yes. I mean, it's a very different user interface from the old one, but there's someone's come along to make another batch of green glass. Good. But it's not in all ways better or even less weird. Merchants are going, that's fine. I don't think we need anything more from them. Right, Bomrek, Ogba. We should join this seam up with the corridor below it soon. I think Bomrek Ogba has now found a stray cat has been stung by a honeybee who struck shawl. Merchants are leaving soon. Yes, so Bomrek Ogba is carrying some leather down the stairs now. Bomrek Ogba has begun a mysterious construction. The metal crafter has been stung by a honeybee. Is that our only metal crafter? Looks like it, yes. Doesn't seem to be unhappy about it. Right, so Bomreg Ogba has started a mysterious construction. It contains 2 units of raw green glass and some basking shark leather. It is not going to be spectacularly valuable. But still, it'll be better than nothing. We've got a load more iron ore there. Let's just quickly tidy up wall building and such like, because I'll certainly forget what we're doing in this area, that area, when we come back. 1 unit of porcelain bricks available, that's not much good. And we install a door there. Let's mark that as a bedroom and mark that as a bedroom, because both of those are complete. Justin suggests maybe he needs 2 units of green glass for artistic spectacles to improve his artistic vision. Yes, we don't know what the artistic vision is going to turn out to be. It might be brilliant. So this area can still be mined out some more later to get us more magnetite and indeed native platinum. He didn't. Our moody dwarf didn't find the platinum. I think we've got some platinum bars now. We have 8 platinum bars available. We can probably make some statues out of those. And 821 bars of coke. There's no shortage of that. We've got some soap too, but I think it's all currently in the hospital. So, yes, I think if we just construct a platinum statue, that'll probably fix the hospital. I noticed last time I looked, these 2 numbers were the same, and now we've got far more people in moderately happy state. Let's just check, is our only unhappy person still the baby? Yes. So yes, irritating, dwelling upon being nauseated by the sun. Guilty, dwelling upon being able to rest and recuperate. You're a baby, stop it. But has been generally having a good time for other reasons, so should be fine. Right, euphoric due to inebriation despite being 1 year old. Right, so I think we should leave things there, and apparently this 1 year old is capable of petitioning to join. Oh yes, yes, it probably is already a member of the community of jackals, perhaps. What did it say? Let's sort by happiness. Satisfied remembering the acceptance of a petition for a temple. So it's because I accepted the permission. That's that's made things happier. Accepted the petition, that's made them happier. Now we need to actually build the damn temple. Which mostly means building some valuable objects out of platinum, I think, and sticking them in the temple. I expect a single platinum statue will do the job, but we probably want to make sure we have a masterful metal crafter or something to do it. I should save on a different view so that we can, so that we get a different screenshot for the next session. Right. So I think at this point we will wind up for the night, and on Sunday we'll come back and try to get this temple sorted, and build more bedrooms. We still need more bedrooms. Those will probably start building them in this mine because it's convenient. Right, so I will say good night, and we will see you again on Sunday, I expect. Good night.